Distracting me and shit.
He comes standing up.
What's up?
What's going on, y'all?
Hey, what's up?
The
And
whole gang is here. Chico
we
Will.
already live. Yeah, we got Chico Will up in the building. We got Boogie B in the building.
Yes,
Welcome to
sir.
another episode of Dominique The Podcast. We here every Wednesday, as usual, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to let the guys introduce themselves. You already know my co-host. You know G. He be up in here every week, bringing the funny, bringing the knowledge, doing what we do. So we're going to kick it off. We're going to start off with Boogie B, and we're going to let Chico Will, after Boogie B, tell you who they are and all about them.
What up, y'all? It's your boy, comedian Boogie B, man, the New Orleans representative, a.k.a. Mr. New Orleans Hood History, a.k.a. Mr. Come Here, Let Me Stress You Out. And I'm here, man. I live on the internet, and I live on that stage. Y'all know what it is.
All right, man. Chico, what's up, Chico?
What's up, man? It's your boy Chico. We're from the south side of DC, up in LA doing DC shit. You know what I'm saying? I host Crack 'em Up at the Comedy Store like every other Thursday with Nichelle Murdoch. Out here writing. I'm doing everything. I'm selling anything I can sell. Gummy bears, babies. I'm just out here hustling.
He's selling mumbo sauce, too.
He's selling mumbo sauce, too.
Just one part of the chicken wing. Just not the whole wing.
The south side. I'm from the south side of Washington, D.C. That's my homeboy on the south side. I'm glad y'all came in here today. Y'all looking good. Everybody look like they feeling good. You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing in and of itself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The world a little crazy, but you know, go ahead, G. You was getting ready to say something.
I was going to emphasize how little crazy the world is. Yeah. No, it's a beautiful thing. If anybody is doing halfway all right these days, for certain.
If you able to work and maintain, you doing all right.
Man.
I feel like after the pandemic, everybody started doing better, though.
You think, Boogie?
I feel like so. I feel like after the pandemic, I saw an uptick in attitudes. Like niggas just started moving different.
Yeah, that was Omicron. That was the next
What
pandemic.
you see though, Boogie? What did you see to make you feel like that, Boogie?
Hey, I'm just seeing a surgence in independent business. I see a lot of people selling shit like Chico selling that mumbo sauce in LA. Don't nobody want that shit.
It's new in the market. I gotta be the first one.
Chico found a niche.
Yeah, because I'm about to bring a blue crab truck out this joint.
Man.
I love blue crabs too.
I'm about to get a blue crab truck and cook them right there. They don't know nothing about no crabs. One thing I found out about LA. They and I love the town, but I ain't ran into a bona fide bomb cook yet. Somebody that could flat out do it. You know, because most of us on the East Coast, we come from the South. So we come from this Southern hospitality with this Southern cooking and all that. I ain't had that experience out here yet. It's people that come close, but they always miss one ingredient.
Right.
Put too much. You know, if they got sweet potatoes, they be all right, but they didn't put too much nutmeg. He's like, I shouldn't taste the nutmeg. And I ain't met one bona fide cook out here, so I'm gonna try with this crab truck and give him a tutorial. Hey, have somebody on there with me giving a tutorial how you get down with the little samples, and we gonna see from there. He got the mumbo sauce. Boogie, we gonna roll. Don't hate on that.
Yeah. I'm about to make
on the crab.
some gumbo with them crabs.
Man.
Chico, you going too far with the mumbo on the crab, man. I mean, damn.
Gumbo.
The mumbo. Yeah, that gumbo.
I'll put that New Orleans gumbo with them. I love blue crabs because I use blue crabs in my gumbo. They out here they use snow crabs and dungeon. It don't go right there because gumbo is a poor man's meal. It was made to be a high class poor man's food in Louisiana. Where you could scrape up everything you could scrape up, put it in one pot, and make it hit. That was a poor man. It ain't supposed to be no lobster tails in there, LA.
Luxury.
Go ahead, G.
I was gonna say, gumbo I use as a as an analogy all the time that if there was enough food to eat, there would be no gumbo. And so, like when you look at a gumbo, you understand the essence of it is how to feed a whole lot of people with a very little. So when we can start making an $800, $900 gumbo, you know what I'm saying? It still has the essence of that, like you said. And it was supposed to have no $1,000 lobster tail in it.
Right.
We'll throw the whole roux off with that.
Right.
Bowl of gumbo like $80. Like,
Oh man, what kind of crackers are these? These are regular.
But hey, Dominique, if you put gumbo on that crab, you might as well eat it in the emergency ward.
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not doing that.
We don't need a crab truck. It's a crab ambulance in here.
Right.
Take it straight on.
Yeah, no.
Lay down. Lay down.
So listen, Biggie's daughter, y'all already know the notorious B.I.G. He has a daughter. He has a daughter. Rest in peace to Big. He has a daughter named Tiana. Tiana has put her $1.5 million home up to bail her boyfriend out of jail.
I heard that. I heard about that.
I ain't hear about this. We were just talking about this yesterday on Quake's house. Shout out to Earthquake, man. We was on there yesterday talking about how women will bend their back for niggas. And we won't do a damn thing for them. You go to jail for 2 days as a woman. Your nigga already shopping.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man. A million
now,
point.
A 1.5 million. They've been together for years. They got a kid together. What I want to know is, she done did the ultimate for him. Is he gonna follow through and go to court? What y'all think? Or is he gonna let her down and it's all gonna be over? Now this is what I think. I don't think he's going to court. And the reason I don't think he's going to court is because the way it went down. The police pulled him over. And he fled from the police. Ran through a group of people. Hit a woman and a child and injured several people bad. So if he flee in that situation, what leads me to believe that he going to his court date?
So Dominic said that he hit somebody with his car?
With his car. His 2021 Durango SRT Hellcat. Now I don't even know what that is. I don't know. I know what a Dodge is, but what is it? SRT Hellcat. I don't even know. I don't get that deep in the car.
It's like the Dodgest.
Is the Hellcat like the little 4-wheeler or is it a real car?
No,
it's the car. It's
the car.
It's the big motor. It's the one you hear in front of the club.
Exactly. All those Dodge Chargers and Challengers you see, all them they be having Hellcat versions where they make them faster than normal cars. That's all they really doing.
Yeah.
So he hit him going fast in the SUV.
Yeah, because it said the police initially stopped him because he parked his 2021 Durango SRT Hellcat in a busy intersection. He also had loud exhaust and illegally blacked out windows. Baldwin was initially cooperating with authorities until they realized he was driving with an expired license. He had an expired license. Instead of stepping out of the car when we requested, Baldwin drove off into a group of pedestrians. In addition to injuring the mother and her 2-year-old child, he also hit a food delivery driver. All sustained serious injuries. Baldwin turned himself in 5 days later. His charges include first-degree assault, reckless endangerment, endangering the welfare of a child, and other charges.
Oh my God.
I mean, how much time is it for you just to if he just would have said, he would just have got a ticket if he just for a suspended license? Like, he ain't think that shit out.
Yeah, he must have had crack in that car. He must have had a pistol.
So, because unless he already had, they would have came back and said he had warrants. So it might have been something in the car that he didn't want them to search the car about. But that would have been better than what he did.
Yeah, he could have took the pistol charge or the crack charge.
See, Yeah, the suspended license means he probably was going to either have to get out of the car, let them tow it and impound it and walk, or he was probably going to have to go do, sit down for a second while they sorted that out and get a new bail or whatnot. But it's all better than what he's looking at these days.
Yeah. He had a kid,
oh my
come
God.
to man.
It sounds like Biggie should have, instead of the 10 crack commandments, it should have been the 10 parent commandments.
For real.
Yeah. He shouldn't even take nobody like that, for real.
Biggie dog ought to be ashamed of herself.
I mean, think about it. If how you got you live in the house with the biggest rapper's daughter, it's $1 million and some change. You got a brand new truck and your license ain't right.
Come on.
You got a 2021, you can't take care of your license?
Come on, man. He probably told her 1,000 times, I'm on my way to the DMV today. That's what I'm going to do today.
Exactly. Like, he out here in $1 million house. He got to have some...
$1.5 million.
Come on, man.
$1.5 million that I think he gonna cause her to lose. Because he's already immature, he doesn't handle his affairs well, as far as I'm concerned. Because there's no way you in that type of vehicle and you living in a $1.5 million home and why your license suspended?
With the princess of hip hop.
With the princess of hip hop.
Come on, man.
Whose father I think would be very disturbed at the fact that because he already said in this record, she ain't never gonna have to depend on no Negro.
Come on, man.
He makes some terrible decisions. That's what it all boils down to.
That girl gonna lose her house because of him.
Yes, him not pulling over.
Sometimes in relationships, you have got to take some hard knocks to see that it ain't. People probably been telling her for years, you gotta leave that boy alone.
Leave that boy alone.
Leave that boy alone. He ain't no good. He gonna show her this time though. If she had to put her house up for his bail, he not going to court.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care if I would date Beyonce. Once they say put my house up, I'm like, hey Beyonce, I mean, you gotta be strong. You gotta be strong. I ain't put my house up. Nah.
Right. I'll put some money on there, get you some honey buns and some donuts in the commissary.
She gonna be going to jail talking about you won't break my soul.
Break that spell though. Get in there and sit down.
My house? Nah.
No, sir. Dominique, would you put your house up for your husband?
Absolutely not.
Damn.
No house, because you know why I'm not putting no house up? Because I don't know what you're gonna do. Because I don't know what kind of pressure you under. For real, you telling me one thing out your mouth, and the next thing, but in your mind, you under a certain kind of pressure, and you like, I'm looking at 12 years, and I done hit and run some keys, and no. And I know you under that kind of pressure, because if I already know what they done told you, you looking at the lawyer already done told him.
Definitely.
You ran from the police and you hit and run. You ran people over in a hit and run. You're going to jail.
That's assault with a deadly weapon.
Yes. So what we need to figure out, instead of putting up houses and I gotta find somewhere the hell to live, we need to talk about what kind of pleas we can make. We need to work on seeing if we can get this time down. You're going to jail.
He going to jail.
It ain't no probation. It ain't no therapy. It ain't nothing. You're going to jail.
I would start with this. If I were her and she was my guy, I would be like, well, first thing, we're gonna put the Hellcat up. That's what we're gonna do. That's the first thing. I'm gonna go spend the $200 to get it out of.
The police got that.
Oh, it's an impound, but I'm sure they could get that out, and you're gonna have to pay 5, 6, 7.
They holding that for evidence, G. That's a weapon used in a crime.
Yeah, I guess, but it should be relinquished. I'm assuming she paid for it. That'll be the first thing, but I would know not to put my house up for it, because I wouldn't be able to trust if he would go to court, because he told us 18 times he was on his way to the DMV.
Yeah,
exactly.
So you have a pattern. You got a pattern.
His only way out of this is to fake his death And found out where Tupac at and hang with
And the reason I really feel bad for her, because when you young, you make poor decisions.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? She was born in 93. She only 29 years old. You know, so
no, I ain't saying only 29 years old.
Right.
That's a grown motherfucker.
But that's a young woman, though, Boogie.
29 is past the line. It's right.
Yeah, your frontal cortex done developed when you 25.
I'm talking about when your decision making and stuff as a young person is not as seasoned. You continue to learn and you continue to grow.
Yeah, 29, you still picking bad niggas.
You still making bad choices to me.
But
she gonna grow up. She gonna be 55 after this. I guarantee your ass. She gonna be about 55 after this. When she lose that house, she gonna look at life. It's gonna change the paradigm. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chico. Chico, go ahead.
Now, what I'm saying is, like, even though she's 29, it really ain't no age limit on getting that thing beat up and just doing whatever for a nigga.
I guess that's
that nigga got put up bail money house dingling.
I mean, come on, man. That's beat up negotiations right there. Like, she's doing crazy stuff. She out of her character doing this, like, you know what I'm saying? That's why, you need your dad.
And that's probably her only baby daddy, too.
Yeah, it's her baby daddy. They only said they had a kid together. They didn't say that she had other children. But
so when you only got that one.
It's some old fools out here. I tend not to err. I mean, I can see you being a little off your game at 29, but the older you get, come on, sis.
Yeah.
What you doing? You really about to believe him and tell him, believe that he gonna go to court and you gonna be in the street? No, because he going to jail. He already running from the police. That let you know he run right there.
Right.
So Dominique, if he don't go to court, then they take the house. That's what you saying?
That's how that go.
That's how that's gonna go, Chico.
Damn.
That's why it was in place of the bail money.
He ain't worth no 1.5.
She leveraged the house. It wasn't probably her house is 1.5 million, but the bail was 10%. They didn't specify how much the bail actually was, but it was a lot.
It's if he doesn't show up for court, then they're gonna take the bathroom in the kitchen.
Right.
You keep 72% of your house.
Yeah.
He didn't show up to court. You won't be cooking in this motherfucker.
Right. No. You can't go upstairs, though. But you can't go upstairs.
Yeah.
Mother probably been telling her for years, but you can't. Sometimes you gotta go to the school of the hard knocks. Fools will learn and none other. You know what I'm saying?
When young people are in a relationship, you can't tell them shit. I don't care about what it is.
No.
You can't tell them about pregnancy, condom. They know it all.
Yeah,
and they make their own decisions. My daughter is 18 and she just told me she's a lesbian.
Oh,
I said, hallelujah. You won't be beating this up. You gonna be NBA young boy and on my daughter down there. Hell no, she don't like all that.
And that's a father's dream.
Hold on, bro.
I was like, yes.
That means you ain't gonna be a grandfather right now.
Good. Good.
I don't know.
Hold me off for a little while. I'm 42.
But why men don't like their daughter? Men do not want their daughters to ever have a man and be sexually active. It's unbelievable the thought process on that situation.
No, I would rather her be a lesbian than know some dude choking her, hitting her, talking crazy to her. Oh my God.
She like it, Boogie.
Oh, don't tell me she like it. Oh, she worse than I thought.
I'm happy for you, Boog. As a dad with a daughter, I'm happy that you in that situation because I feel the same way. If my daughter, I'm like, Dad, I'm a lesbian, I'll be like, look at God. Look at God. For real.
Exactly what she told me too, man. Her mom was upset though.
Yeah.
Her mom was on her, and I said, hold on, your mama was mad at you? She got some nerve. She got some nerve, Dominique. I know her mama before she got saved.
Oh boy.
Okay.
She got the nerve to talk about somebody a lesbian. If she watching this, I'm looking at your side eye. You know.
Well, when they get saved, boy, they get the total memory loss, dog.
Yeah, that's a
hypocrite.
Thing. That's what was you gonna say, G?
You saw me open my mouth and then close it because I was gonna say to Chico that I don't know that saved necessarily makes them close their mouth. You know what I'm saying? I always thought about with women, if they don't tell you with their mouth, then it just didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? We got a bad habit as young men. I was never this dude, but I know all my guys, you always want to know what happened with your girl before you got with her. She'll tell you a handful of things and then y'all move on. And then 30 years later, you find out that list was way longer than.
So they'll never tell you the truth now.
Yeah, that's what I say. So I don't know that the Lord coming into that.
No, but that makes them hypocrites, though. It make when the Lord come into it, then they start looking down on everybody else who gay or who doing something. They be like, shame, shame, and I'm like, no, shame on you.
Do you notice how the Lord, when a man, the same dude who was promiscuous, he don't mind saying.
Yeah,
he said, before I got saved, I used to run through them. Like, hey, Rev, this ain't the place for that. You'll take your word for it. I used to do it like this, Rev.
They be in the pulpit doing it.
Your wife sitting right there, Rev. Yeah. You don't mind telling the whole story.
The pastor mic'd up talking about I used to run through them.
Yeah. But but they call that a testimony.
That is a testimony.
That's a testimony. When people in church, they giving a testimony to tell you where God has brought them from. Right. Now, I agree with you, Boogie. Just because you have had a transformation in your life, you shouldn't start pointing fingers at people like that. And I've always felt like that's where the church struggles, the whole big I and little you kind of thing. You know, if you can't win souls, in my opinion, if you telling people, that's wrong, this wrong, that's wrong, I think it need to come from a perspective of try to keep living your life this way and try to encourage others that you may see are not on this path. But that you can't browbeat people and hit people over top of the head. And if you've seen it a lot in the church, they've been dragging a lot of pastors and everything for their behavior. And simply because, and I think pastors and everybody can make mistakes because they're human, but the way that it's set up under this rule of perfection. And we know we're not perfect. You're going to always fall. Right, you know, if my pastor go home and decide he's going to have a glass of wine, I don't care. That man can chill and watch the game and have a glass of wine and kick back. I don't know if he going to heaven or hell. I ain't God. Everybody got to stop playing God. Right. Because, you know, everybody got to stop playing God. That man want to have a glass of wine, fine. I ain't going to no pastor that's coming in there like Uncle Woodrow from Sanford and Son. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to do that. But if this man had him a glass of wine and he kick back, well, if he even have a beard, so what? He a human being. It doesn't mean he don't love the Lord, and it don't mean he going to hell and all that kind of stuff. But when they got into that really, really hurt Christianity to me.
That's true. That's
what
true.
What you think about the pastors in the past few weeks? Last week was the guy who was talking about a Movado watch. Y'all didn't get me one. I've been asking one for it.
I thought I was going to bring that up.
I can't get your Red Lobster money. Right. So there was him. And then the week before was the pastor who got robbed 2 weeks ago. But last week he was in his closet with all the Gucci and the Louis Vuitton. And, you know, he was really putting on. So what do you think about where church and that aspect?
I think that with that aspect, with those two situations, with the Movado pastor, with the Movado watch, and the pastor that got robbed a few weeks ago, I think in that situation, it's the same where they say some were called and some went. You know what I'm saying? Them Negroes went. Ain't nobody called them. They got a phone call. It was from their friend Tony or something.
Right.
But they didn't get called.
They didn't get Jesus called.
No,
Right.
Jesus didn't call them and tell them, I need you to speak on my behalf, young brother. They saw that, to me, they saw a come up. And I don't think the pastor shouldn't live. Now, you want your pastor to look decent and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's a limitation on that as well. Don't be up here like you stunned for the gram and we putting money in the church. And people don't really realize the money for the church is really for the bills. Keep lights on, keep the water on. And it is a business. I get that. But don't be up here. You better put on your little regular black Dr. King suit. And if you got on some nice gaiters, I ain't mad at that. Okay, your shoes fresh. You got a nice suit on. But don't be up here flossing and all that. And I'm sitting over here with runs in my damn stocking.
Struggling.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Struggling. You know what I mean?
Struggling.
So I think it should be a limitation on that. You shouldn't be flashy like that. And of course, indeed, look nice and present. You have a flock. Right. You bringing the message. All of that. You should look good. You should. But you should drive a nice car. When I say nice car, they're nice Cadillacs. You know what I'm saying? You can get you if you get a little nice regular Mercedes or something, that's fine. Don't pop up in no Rolls Royce. Nah.
A lot of pastors gonna be mad at you for this one, Dominique.
I don't care. I don't care.
Like I agree, right? That tithing and all that is to make sure that the church and the pastor are taken care of. Because what if you had a great pastor and you went to Home Depot one day and he had an orange schmuck on? You know what I mean? Like where your pastor got a side job, right? So you know what I mean? Like I would take away from a little bit where your pastor working Jiffy Lube too in the middle of the week to keep it. The Lord told me to tell you also need to look at this clipboard. You also need an air filter on there. Like, man, just 1995 oil. But the Lord said your brake pads need to listen.
Your windshield wiper breaks. Amen. Amen.
I didn't ask for that. Yeah, but I said windshield wiper blade, amen. And you said amen. So we charged you for it. Yeah. We're going to throw them on there. Go on and put it on.
Yes, I definitely. I don't think it's anything wrong with that, but don't be up there. You flossing there. You might as well be a hip hop artist. Right. You up there, you got on diamonds. You ain't even reading out the Bible. You showing me your wrist. Right. See, the Lord said that I was supposed to keep fixing your jewelry, making sure it's up. No, don't do that.
Right. It's all
I ain't gonna keep y'all long. I ain't gonna keep you long.
But my thing is too, like that Movado watch is only like $750. He could have did 4 payment plans. He ain't really had to put that in the church.
That ain't even that much. See, that was what he was doing was called over begging. Now in the South we call it over begging. Come on, now, you're already begging. Now you just go over beg.
Over beg.
Oh my God!
What he doing, Boogie?
He over begging. He just talking about can the pastor get a new car? Can the pastor get a new watch?
And somebody in the flock should have said, "Can the pastor work?"
Right, clock in.
Because
looking for a pastor at Jiffy Lube.
Yes, pastors used to have a lot of pastors that don't have mega churches and stuff. They also have jobs.
Yeah,
they do work as well. So that's not a foreign thing.
My uncle was a pastor at our church. My uncle, he had a regular job at the Metro. He was a bus driver and a pastor. So he praying over your ride to whatever you going at.
Can you put some on this transfer?
So I get it that he needed the money, but it's a tactful way to ask for it. That pastor who was begging from the pulpit like that didn't have no tact, and you probably gonna be a lackluster pastor because the best pastors know how to deliver things to you in a charming way, so you don't even know you're getting manipulated.
What about that was a hood church, which is traditionally surrounded by other hood items. So, there's a pawn shop or that gas station where dude is selling Movado watches while you're trying to put 20 in the tank. You can have what you need faster.
If you're going to ask the Lord for something, at least ask for the Rollie. Like you picking up $1,000 watch. If you don't get your dirty pastor.
You gonna ask the Lord for boy.
God
He's
was
sitting up
doing
there
something.
saying
Look
to
up.
himself, they still out.
Exactly.
Right. They still making them down there.
Yeah. You go JC. They had JC Penney.
Come on, man.
So look, Dennis Rodman, Dennis Rodman said he was gonna go over there to get Brittany Griner. But I mean, what happened? He changed course. He said he's not going now. I mean, I don't know. Somebody put a bug in his ear and say, "Hey, look, this is not North Korea."
Don't break
You know what I'm
him.
saying? Because Rodman, he had reportedly visited North Korea. With the purpose of trying to keep bringing sports to North Korea. When he called Kim Jong-un a friend, you know what I mean? But they told him don't go over Russia. You're gonna be in Russia with
That bullshit.
You're gonna be in Russia. Brittany Griner probably saying on the low, man, don't come over here and make it worse for me, man. You go out one night party and then come in here drunk. Now you right in the cell next to me talking about Brittany, what we gonna do?
Come on. Then it show up in a wedding dress.
Oh my God!
Trying to help, man. If you don't get your
yeah, that's all bad. He better not go over to no Russia. The United States probably advised against that because that's why she is in jail. Make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, they ain't tripping like that over no vape cartridge. They tripping because she is an American United States basketball player, an asset, and a woman, and they trying to use that leverage to help they back in with the war or whatever they trying to do. They trying to make something happen, but the United States does not negotiate with terrorists.
Right.
So they just gonna have to. The black girl got to suffer.
Yeah, but they did. The United States did advise him that would only hurt what they were trying to do in bringing her back home, and to please not go. But I think it was deeper than the United States because Dennis Rodman don't listen to nobody. Somebody put something in his ear and said, if you go over to Russia, you on your own, because hey, they gonna keep you over there. They trying to keep people. You gonna be stuck over there.
Yeah, they gave him that a Mission Impossible deal. Like, hey, look, this thing, if it go wrong, we cannot get you out. Look, don't make the Russian All-Star team for 30 years. Like, if they got Brittany, now they gonna get Robin. They gonna have a whole league out there.
They have a whole celebrity. Marbury at point guard.
And like what people don't figure out too is like Russia at war with Ukraine, who we funding. We are funding Russians' enemies. So why would they take it easy on any American who come over there? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they was trying to compare it to when ASAP Rocky, I think, was in like Netherlands or something, but
Switzerland or somewhere.
Switzerland, but that was our allies though. That's why the trade for him was so smooth with Trump, because that was our allies. Russia, did anybody see Rocky? Like, are y'all crazy?
Right.
You ain't getting up out of there.
Like,
no. I must break
and I think he thought he could help because he did help. When Otto Warmbrier's released from North Korea, he's a college student. The University of Virginia. So he did, and they said that he passed away that Monday after being medically evacuated from North Korea. He passed away shortly after, but he was pivotal in helping him get free. But that's North Korea. We talking about Russia.
Ain't nothing like Russia.
No, we talking about Russia. Vladimir Putin. I'm talking about one of Vladimir Putin's allies just got blown up. His daughter was murdered. They blew her up. He all at the funeral saying, all right, we gonna get back. Most people don't even say that at the funeral. He at the funeral. Like, we going in. We gonna get back. Whoever did this, we at your head. He pretty much was saying that at the funeral.
I missed this whole information. So wait, Putin's daughter got killed?
No, one of his closest allies.
Okay.
They blew his daughter up in her car.
So he blew the homie daughter up.
Yeah, they blew the homie's daughter up. But his homie at the funeral, straight up like, we after y'all head for real. They saying it's Ukraine, but the president of Ukraine was like, man, we ain't even do that, whatever. He wasn't really caring about it, but that's what they were saying.
He ain't gonna take that charge because he don't want them problems.
Nah, he
It
don't want
want the
sound like
problem.
the funeral was at that church with a pastor needed Movado. That sounds like that kind of. I'm gonna get your ass. Come on down, baby.
Right.
Come on down. This ain't the place, baby.
Oh, that's a bravado.
Not the Movado.
Got Movado services at 8, 10, and 12.
So y'all know your ex-president Donald Trump, he done called in the special master. He doing everything. It's just better for him to say, man, how much time I'm gonna get if I get the snitch?
Come on, man.
It's time for him to go get in there one of them. If I tell y'all everything I know, what y'all gonna do for me?
Right.
Because he got the special master. If I tell you what I know, what y'all gonna do? Could I get the witness protection program or something?
Did they find anything in Mar-a-Lago yet?
They found the papers that's why Giuliani is having to try to skate out of that. Talking about he took the papers home to preserve them. I think the Espionage Act, he said, is not about taking the papers. It's about you shouldn't give it to an enemy or you shouldn't destroy it. He said Donald Trump took them from where they were and put them somewhere more in a more safe place. But they came from the safest place.
Right.
Where he took them from, and under your couch is safer. Like, get out of here. My question on some goofiness is, do you think Melania would put Mar-a-Lago up? Oh, Donald, I don't know. It's more than 1.5 million, Melania. Oh,
yeah, she might have to put the house up.
She might have to put the whole estate up.
They'll probably say, no, I'm not doing that.
You know damn well Melania ain't
because
giving
we got
up.
roaches. The house Mar-a-Lago got roaches. There's roaches in Mar-a-Lago, and we can't put it up because roaches and termites is shit.
She ain't giving up that house, boy.
She
That's
ain't
what she
giving up
married
no
him for.
Mar-a-Lago to get Fat Boy out. Fat Boy short.
He gonna come up short.
He gonna come up short. Fat Boy need to go ahead and sit it down. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she definitely ain't gonna put up. Not for him, nah. And you gotta figure like it's probably other stuff there that they like. We can't let. It's more stuff probably in Mar-a-Lago that they like. Oh, they ain't find this.
Right. Now remember, he just buried his first wife over there, making it a burial ground,
cemetery,
yeah. But what's the odds?
But not in Mar-a-Lago. This is in New Jersey, right?
It's at the house.
Yeah, the golf course. Yeah,
the golf course.
Right. But what's the odds that there's more bodies buried there? There's some more bones, skeletons in the closet, if you will.
Come on, they think of that whole thing. It's gonna be all type of mob hits. It's gonna be crazy stuff over there.
Forget about it. The Atlantic City family. You know.
He already think that he is. He already think he Joe Pesci in them. That's the problem. He think he a gangster.
He think this Goodfellas.
He think this Goodfellas or Heat or something. You not a gangster. You are not a gangster. You a punk for real.
Come on.
You a sucker for real. I guarantee you he ain't got no hands.
No.
None of that.
None.
No.
He gonna be over there like this trying to make sure you don't knock his eyes out the skull.
So he's trying to keep that hair on during the
night. It's awful, by the way. That hair is awful. Right?
Terrible.
Awful.
Right.
But see, he dead wrong. He buried that lady right there because it was a business move. Right. He buried her on his property so he could avoid property tax and he probably owed back taxes on that property, and now he don't even have to pay it no more
because it's a funeral site.
Because it's a cemetery now. You can't pay taxes on a cemetery or business or no other type of payments on no cemetery.
And you gotta figure too, like. You don't ever know. She probably got about $7 million in her little suit jacket in that little coffin.
He done buried some money up in there with her.
All ones. $7 million in ones.
Yeah, he tax evading.
Check the lapel of the suit jacket. Check the pantsuit jacket. Yeah, you know that's what
it is. And he charged her estate to bury her here. Bury her there. He charged her $250,000 or something of that nature.
Wow.
He a wild boy. He a wild boy.
Wow, he don't care about nothing and nobody. That's what them drugs will do to you, though. They'll make you act like that. Listen, Little League World Series players were caught on camera putting cotton in the black teammate's hair. They had some stuffed animals, and they broke the stuffed animals open, and they just started putting the cotton on his head. Now they said that it was a white kid that they did the same thing to. No video or pictures have surfaced of that kid.
Don't care.
But what? And the little boy, he sat there. He's from Davenport, Iowa, and he sat there and he just let them do it. What y'all make of that?
I think if I was a parent, I'm passing out ass whoopings like Oprah. You get an ass whooping. Because if you assistant coaches, parents, none of y'all jumped in there for my little son. Hey, that parking lot gonna be on fire. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, buddy. See, but when you grow up in a place like Iowa and you black, you don't really acknowledge racism the same way as we do in the South. You see what I'm saying? Or in DC below that Mason-Dixon line, people you play with cotton in any type of way around us. And it's a problem. You see what I'm saying? But if you from Iowa and all your friends white, your church white, somebody playing with cotton with you playing right along because you don't even know no better.
See, I said the same thing, but that everybody got upset, Twitter went crazy, and then ESPN and the Little League had to respond, and they said that they spoke with the parents and who said that it was not racially motivated, but there's only one black guy on the team. So that meant you spoke with the white parents who were from Iowa who may not be racist but don't understand the insensitivity, or they spoke with the one black mother of the one black child from the team from Iowa where there's few black people. So to America, and I apologize to my black people from middle America, from places like Iowa and Idaho and so forth. When we check in on the temperature of how black people feel, we don't go to Iowa. Or how black people feel. We tell y'all what it is. Y'all don't tell us what it is, because I know it's, y'all are few and far between up there. So it looked bad. The optics were bad, independent of if it was racist or not. We are in another place in life. And if it looked like it and it smells like it, that's what it is to us. So y'all got to fix that ASAP.
So Dominique,
I didn't understand what did it signify. Like they said, they spoke to his mother and they spoke to the coaches and they said that there was no ill intent. But why was it done? Like, I've seen sports teams, and like I always say, I have a nephew that's been playing sports since he's been 6. And even though he's not from Iowa and it's a different racial demographic, what was the purpose of breaking open the stuffed animals? I mean, what did it signify? Because usually in sports, when things are done, it signifies something. Like if a person make a good play, they give them a little belt to wear around. Or what did it signify then? If it wasn't ill intent, is it something that they do all the time? What did it signify? What was the purpose of it?
They said that they were playing Hawaii, and I believe it was the pitcher for Hawaii who had a white mohawk, and they were all in awe of the player. They got to interact. They all liked him, and he had this white mohawk. Again,
opposing team.
For the opposing team, and again, being in the Little League World Series is its own thing, and we see when they start shouting, if you ever watch it, it's a lot of guys who play pro ball who played in it. So it is an experience. Matter of fact, my team, when I was a kid, we lost to the team that's there now, Pearland. So it's a thing. And you could imagine staying in hotels, traveling, playing baseball at 12 years old, that could be the case. But again, context. ESPN made sure to show that without giving us the sample of that. They should have tied all of that in together. Even the commentator was thrilled. He was like, that's little leaguers being little leaguers. And black people were like, you said little what?
Did he say
little leaguers? Little leaguers.
Yeah, I think you said the N-word.
If you don't put it in context, it means you did it on purpose, because while Iowa may not know, ESPN damn sure does.
But
ESPN damn sure does understand that context mattered and that we would be hot. And it wasn't 5 seconds afterward that Twitter burnt up on their ass. They knew.
But like Dominique, your intent, like even if the kids didn't know it, if I'm an adult, even if the kids don't know it, I would still say we can't do that because we know the American history of the intent of doing that. Because the guy who had a mohawk didn't have a cotton mohawk. So y'all could have went to CVS and got some great dye and dyed a white boy head white. Like,
but even go ahead, Chico. Even if they wanted to put the mohawk, they weren't making a mohawk. You know what I'm saying? It's just been going down the middle. They made him a cotton head.
Frederick Douglass over here.
So even if their intent was to make him a mohawk, why wasn't it looking like a mohawk?
Right? Why they were clippers and shave his head and make a mohawk and then make a cotton mohawk? Like you got him looking like Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't look like a mohawk. Like,
they could have gone to the concession stand and got 2 large popcorns and done that, and nobody been upset.
Because they just had to, but it should have just been here
in the middle.
But they had it all around. And you know, Big Leslie went off on them.
She did.
Leslie lost her mind. Leslie said, "Okay, who the fuck gonna explain this bullshit?"
Her face be so serious too.
Serious,
but she be in good intent. Yeah, like I said, the parents knew. If I'm a parent there, even though if I'm a white parent, I would just feel so like embarrassed that I'd be like, hey, maybe not that. Like it's like for nobody to walk over and say something mean that I would got some racism up there for real. Like,
well, see, we know that. That's why I was saying. To me, it's like a comedy club. We all been in a comedy club where everybody laughed when XYZ told a joke, and then tomorrow it's on TMZ that XYZ said this thing, and now you have 12 million comments, but it was only 200 seats at the comedy club.
Right.
I'm sure the comedian would not have said it if those 12 million people were sitting in there, but the people who were there understood what we were talking about. They laughed heartily, and their opinion is the only one that matters. I don't think I'm mad at the players or the coaches in it. I'm angry with the director of ESPN who thought it was a good idea to zoom in on that and not give us a backstory.
Right, he saw it. And he was like,
the problem.
Yeah, if you watch those shows, they got a sideline reporter, and especially when it comes to the kids, because they don't have the history. Remember, you watch Major League Baseball, they talk about all a very particular thing. When you look at Little League, they talk about who's your favorite player, what's your favorite snack, right? So when the guy comes up to bat, they'll tell you he's 2 for 3, he hit a triple last time he struck out, and his favorite color is blue, right? So y'all were supposed to have context to that, and the mere fact that you didn't, I believe A plus B equals C. And when we know what A and C are, we know what B is. And B is that ESPN did that on purpose.
It's probably somebody.
B is the bullshit.
B is that bullshit.
Yeah, it is. I didn't want to leave Leslie's comment half said. She said, okay, who's fuck going to explain this bullshit? I'm so tired of people saying they not racist, but sit and that racist shit happen. Anyone who comes in these comments to rationalize this, I will whip your fucking heart out. So don't fuck with me. Where the parents? Look at that boy's face.
Right.
But that was I felt that way. I could see how you can get to that place.
Yes.
Because even if it was a mohawk and they were enamored by the other player, okay, I get it. But make a mohawk. Y'all
line
just
that up.
but just put it down the middle of his head.
That would
the boy had a
yeah, that'd have been cute.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, just down the middle. They started just putting it on his head, like we know what we doing, but ain't nobody gonna say nothing. But I agree with you on that, G. ESPN should have never shown that. That's the problem.
They had a little goatee, cotton goatee, little cotton, little beard,
soul patch. They could have gave him some chest hairs. You know
they could have did. That was crazy.
That was crazy. What's wrong with y'all, boy, Herschel Walker?
Oh, Herschel Walker. Boy, Herschel Walker is the Sambo of the century, ain't he? Ooh.
Now that
Say-
we're talking about
I'm more like now. You know, I'm from the South, so I'm more likely to accept people being a little on the white side of things because that's what's the winning side in the South. So I could see how some people could do that, but Herschel Walker going too far. He going too far with that big neck, and I can't stand him.
That I saw a video of him, and he was, I guess it was, he thought he was being motivational, talking about how he used to play Russian roulette. You know, I used to play Russian roulette, and you had to prove to me that you would play Russian roulette. I said, man, who gonna vote for her? Who voting for Herschel Walker?
you know who's voting for Herschel.
Why would you vote for Herschel Walker? This man don't even, he can't even, I mean, I'm just saying a complete coherent sentence.
Not one.
Not one.
Not one.
Okay.
I'm mad that I was a Cowboy fan and I used to actually cheer for him when he was the Cowboys. If I ever get a time machine, I'm wiping that little part of my life out for real.
And look, Georgia Bulldogs is still my squad, and I still rock with the Cowboys. I just, you know, I hate to do Laura Ingraham and them, but just shut up and run the ball. You know, that
he got some type of brain damage, man.
Definitely.
What is it? CRT? Is that what
CTE.
CTE.
That's so funny though. But remember, Dom, a few months back, he was talking about critical race theory, and he called it CTR.
He couldn't even say CTE.
And you're on stage in front of people, and they're cheering, and they know better. This is really an indictment on, just like you said, the people. When we say who is voting, right, the question almost seems like what Black people are voting for Donald Trump. I mean, for Herschel Walker, because we know the Republicans who are voting. They just want him to be an empty. They're gonna give him his whole term off. Good job, Herschel, running that race. Don't even come to the office. We'll handle it from here.
They just stay home and play golf.
Yeah. What's the pass to our email code, Herschel? Because I'm gonna be responding on your behalf. You will never say nothing in regard to the Republicans. We just needed you to get that vote from Big Head Warnock over there. Yeah.
It feel like Herschel probably said at least 10 times his life. 10 times his life, Herschel done said, yes, master. I ain't saying when, but 10 times in his life, he has said that in some vicissitude.
Sounds so damn. He be so embarrassing up there too. He sound like me. I wouldn't run because I sound like this. He just up there sound, and that head look like a deep freezer.
Man, dude, I would like to hear what Herschel has to say about the Little League cotton incident.
You know what he got? Nah. Well, you know, you know. Sports is sports, and sports is sports, and
boys will be boys.
Sports, and boys will be boys, and that happened to me when I was playing for the Cowboys.
Right. He did it to me when I got nominated for this position. Matter of fact, he probably would make the real mistake. Well, being little little leaguers is.
He ain't gonna be ready. He's not gonna be ready for the big time. Even if he win, like you say, they're gonna have to sit him down and put somebody else up because he haven't had one collective good phrase where you like he made it all the way through that. Never.
Right. Even Candace Owens, every now and again I'll see a clip and I'll be like, as much as I despise her and as bad as I think she is for the community, she can make a point every now and again. Yeah, and I'm saying I've listened to Herschel Walker speak a lot, and I have not been like, you know what, Herschel, that actually makes sense. No. I ain't said that one time. And by the way, it doesn't change how I feel about Candace Owens. I just know when I hear a coherent thought that A plus B equals C.
I agree.
You made a point. I still despise you. We should never cross paths.
I definitely agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got to be friends. Yeah.
Joe Biden, he canceled some student loan debt. Any of y'all have student loan debt?
I don't.
Are you happy? Are you you don't? What about you, Boogie?
Shit, I went to community college. I ain't even graduated from that motherfucker. I was there for 2 years, but I ain't finished.
I'm happy that he did that for all the people that have student loan debt. Go ahead, G. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that it is to my recollection that Joe Biden is discussing student loan debt because Black people were on him about what you gonna do for us, and of course they never do anything specifically for Black people, so that turned into student loan debt forgiveness. I read an article. The headline said, to reduce the wealth gap between races, Joe Biden is going to instill student loan debt forgiveness. But my thought is, just like the day is, everybody didn't go to college.
That's right.
And so if you forgive student loan debt to close the wealth gap, then don't you create a wealth gap within the race?
Come on now.
So my thought is that when it comes to reparations, if you're going to do anything for Black people, we can't start off with the Cosby's children. Right. We can't start off with the people who, I went to Morehouse College. We're not going to start with the Morehouse and Spelman and Howard and FAMU graduates, children. We're going to go to the people who ain't got nothing. Exactly. And they should be taken care of first, because I guarantee you, when we start taking care of Black people's issues and we start with the upper class Blacks first, it's going to cause a whole problem, and we ain't going to never be able. That's another divide and conquer tax.
$1,700 a month. Damn it. That's our reparations. Every Black person under 50,000 a year, $1,700 a month, free.
And I'm not gonna open my envelope until them people up under the freeway get their first check.
Right.
Yep. I'm talking about from 50 on to $0.
I think I'm gonna open mine up before that, but I'm gonna wait for them.
We'll meet at the bank. We're gonna meet at the bank.
Cause y'all know time's hard, because you sort of
I just want to see what's in there.
Was a video that was trending where the guys was pulling the casket in the Bronx straight across the street. I said, you know what? I said, times it got real hard. They said, we can't afford the casket. The uncle said, we be back. You know,
they bought the casket.
I got some partners out there. We be back, and they came and dragged the casket to the house. They like, well, y'all got to take it.
They bought the casket to the house on the bike or something. Why did they have it?
He just straight dragged it.
He dragged it to the street.
Oh, you know, my God.
You know how your family members always say, so what we need? We got the food, we got everything, you know, the church and all that. We just don't have no casket. Daryl down the street said he'll embalm them, but we just don't have cash. They said, come on, man, let's hit it.
Okay, we get your casket. Dang, shit. That's all you need. Oh shit, we can drag that over here right now.
Hold on, man. We going to the funeral home. Let me get dressed real quick. No, you straight with your jersey on. Don't get dressed. Don't put
the casket like a refrigerator on his back.
I mean, they was walking with it. I mean, these are some crazy times. They walk down the street just dragging the casket. I was like, is this for real?
Come on. Yeah,
I'm talking about a nice old gold. When I wanted them to open it, I was like, are they peoples in it?
Right.
And they got mad and said, nah, y'all ain't, nah, he leaving today. He leaving today.
Right.
Y'all overcharged my debit card. Hey, Tony, grab the other end. He's leaving today.
And Tony didn't get the other end. He just stopped traffic. The dude who was dragging it with one arm was going so low. He was like, I've been a pallbearer about 12 times.
That's heavy.
You really need 6.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
You really need 6 for that.
That's how you know he was mad.
Right. It could have been like
that's how you know he was mad, because he had that thing and the other one was walking. He said the other one was walking like it's on site. If anybody say anything, where the weight gonna be? Right here at the bodega. Right in front of the boat. He used to be here every day. I don't even know why they try to put him in the church in the first place.
Man.
Right here at the bodega. It's going down at the bodega. Y'all just walk by and we gonna be here. Where am I gonna sit? At the bodega.
No program, just at the bodega.
If you don't know what the bodega is in New York, and it's the corner store,
Right.
but it's called the bodega.
Music be loud as hell.
The bodega. I gotta give a shout out for some black girl magic too. The U.S. Gymnastics Championship as black women sweep the podium. We got to give a shout out to Shalise Jones, Connor McClain, and Jordan Childs.
That's what's up.
They went there, and I mean, they got the flipping and pole vault. I mean, they did it all. Walking the balance beam. They killed it. So I got to give a shout out to them for that.
Big shout out.
Oh, big shout out. They went over there and they did their thing. I was like, ooh, woo, they killed it. I was like, so I said their names, but the Connor McClain, she won the gold. Shalise Jones won the bronze, and Jordan Childs won the silver. So that was good.
Fantastic.
Shalise Jones won the silver medal, and Jordan Childs won the bronze medal, and Connor McClain won the gold. So I was just like, I gotta give a shout out to the black girl.
Yeah, look
Magic.
Magic. Yeah, that was all suburban black names too. Connor, and them
Jordan.
Them suburban black people. Yeah,
ain't nobody named Tamika, Laquita, Shanita.
But I don't even think they suburban more so as they just more modern. You
right.
know, they just more modern.
Yeah, because them kids young. They really young.
Yeah, you don't see nobody had no baby now. And they like, well, what's her name? Clementine. You know I named her. You know, them names gone. How many Barbaras y'all met?
Right.
You know what I'm
Woodrow.
saying?
How many niggas you know named Woodrow?
You don't know no Woodrow.
17-year-old Barbara.
No, those names gone. Where Bernadette at? Bernadette's still on the song. Bernadette.
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely old name Bernadette.
Bernadette.
You can just hear her spelling the last that E-T-T-E.
Yeah, you don't hear no baby. No baby's a boy named Karen.
Yeah.
What's your baby name? When you had your baby last week, what's her name? Karen.
Not now. No, this ain't the climate for that.
Not now.
It's gonna be 40 years before Karen is it's gonna be an entire generation before Karen is a good name.
Acceptable name, yeah.
Yeah, it gotta miss this era.
Because I had a Karen experience yesterday. I had to let her have it. I don't even know what they be on with that.
What she did? Come here, let me stress out
right there. This what happened, Boogie. So I'm driving, right? So it was a long line. I don't wait in long lines. I just get over. I used to live in New York. You can't really stop me from getting over. Because I'm going to do something that's going to scare you, make you think you're going to crash, even though you're not going to really crash.
Right.
But you just going to, because you're not used to it, you're going
to flinch.
You're going to flinch. And I'm going to be to get over when you flinch because you're going to hit that brake real hard.
Yeah.
I pulls up next to this lady. She starts put in her car telling me, fucking turn. So I was like, who she thought? What?
Right.
So I let her have it. I said what I said. So I told her, well, make me turn then, Karen. You're not getting over in front of me. Yes, I am. You can't stop me from going this way. So she sped on. So I let her speed on, but I got right behind her. Oh, Lord, she thought I was chasing her. So I just gave her what she wanted. She sped. She sped up. I sped up. She put her hand up and her hand was Don't nobody want your ass. I'm going to the cleaners. This is just the way I'm going.
Right.
She kept looking like, oh Lord, what is going on? I should have never said nothing. Here she comes. Oh Lord. Bring it down, clown.
She didn't even know she had a real one in there.
Yeah, she gonna just tell me to turn. And that's what the Karens don't understand. It's just a matter of minding your business.
Mind your business.
And if you see something that really need to be dealt with, call the police.
And I ain't saying be racist white people, but I'm saying especially if it's a black person, mind your business when it comes to us, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, remember, when it comes to us, we were their business. And that was the dangerous thing about the term Karen. Remember, we've had this is not new. The term Karen is, but remember, if we don't call them Karen, we call it as a racist white lady.
Right.
So every single time we call them Karen, they getting a pass but they hear race. That's why it's like I know when you said be cool, Karen, I know that set her off. Don't call me Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to be
But
called
the
Karen
thing,
because they know what the definition is.
I hear what you're saying, OG, but we were their business, but they wasn't even living when we were their business. Nobody here now was living when we were their business. And you don't even want this part of your history told. So cut it out.
That part, right?
Don't do it. You don't even want nobody to know about. You don't even want this part told. So basically, just cut it out and leave it be. And it was no reason for her to say nothing to me.
Right. Drive your car.
Drive your car.
Just get cut in front of them.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Like, they always, why are you talking?
They be about that life till that life be behind them chasing them. Like,
right.
Till that life flash before they eyes.
Chico.
Yeah.
Take it.
I was like, lady, I don't want you
at all.
I'm going to the cleaners. You driving all fast, how this gas is burning out, and you got on the air conditioner. Trying to keep somebody. She gonna just tell me to turn, and I'm like, mind your business. We gotta do more of that in society. And if you really think, and when I say mind your business, I'm not saying it in the context of if you see somebody with a medical emergency, you know that's something different. You know, call an ambulance, try to help them if you can, but just off a GP, just off a GP, just like what are you talking about? Just like go head on.
What about the fact that every other day we get an Amber Alert or there's video of people just snatching children off the street and out of, but Karen ain't never around for that.
Right.
We ain't never seen none of that.
Never around for some real kidnap activity. They doing human trafficking on another level. Karen ain't even thinking.
But let you be jaywalking. Lord and Karen. Oh my God. Oh my God. What kind of human being are you? Oh my God.
You see the guy that they locked up for they handcuffed him because he was like spraying the other person's lawn when they was out of town, the black guy.
Man, the pastor. He had
like, how do we know that you're more? How do we know that you're warding the guard? He said, because I got a hose in my hand.
I got a hose in my hand.
Now that's one. I'm gonna tell you one of the biggest things that bothers me about law enforcement. Why, when you want to handcuff a person or question a person, why do you not feel the need to tell them why?
Right.
Why is it called resisting if you're not even explaining to me why you're doing this? Why are you walking up on me? Why are you requesting my ID? Why are you wanting to handcuff me? All I'm asking you is why. What is the reason that you're doing this?
That's real.
Why then they want to say you resisting? I should resist.
You cannot
because you're not giving me an explanation as to why this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a kidnapping.
Yeah, I was just gonna say people in DC, kids in DC have got kidnapped off that same thing. Somebody come up in a police looking car and they like get your hands against the wall, handcuffed, and next thing you know, that kid gone forever, thinking they was doing the right thing almost.
Compliant.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, that's a mess. It's a lot of cops that seem like they don't understand. You see those videos with the guys who know the law. No, you're not. Section C.2 says you're supposed to do this, and it's all of what you just listed. You can't ask me for my ID if you haven't told me why I'm.
What you need ID for?
Yeah, all of these things. But I'm saying the mere fact that these guys don't know, and you're supposed to just obey based in the color of the suit. I'm just glad we had so many of those scenarios when I was as a young man coming up and laid face down on the pavement with nice clothes on. You know, we weren't bad kids. My homeboy his dad gave him a Cadillac after his parents drove it 5, 6, 7 years and they got a new one. So they gave him the the Sedan DeVille. We killing it. But then it got stolen. So, you know, this is before. This is when when a car was stolen because the trunk key. Remember, they'd be
empty.
So now you got a hole in the back of so man, every 7 and riding around Houston at 16, 17 years old in a big Cadillac with some young cat, man, we couldn't go 8 blocks, though. We'd be on our knees on the side of the road every weekend. And dealing with the craziest, all of that. Atlanta, the cop punched my roommate right in the mouth, man. We cried all the way back to the crib, man. Like just very pleased.
Boys in the hood shit.
The man, just unbelievable. Just glad to have made it through without them cameras around, at the time.
Yeah, because that was pre. You remember back in the day when if you ain't had the alarm, you had to put the bar in your car.
But you know what? I still got one on. I still got a club on my vintage car. No, it's my vintage car in my garage, but it still got the club on it. So I still got it on there.
What year you bought that club?
Oh, it was long.
They still got clubs in AutoZone.
94. And it's still on there.
The same club. It didn't rust or nothing.
And no, it didn't. It's been
still strong too.
Hey, and guess what? Don't lose that key.
Don't never do that. Don't never do that.
That's
funny.
With
the extra house key.
I had a good time with y'all. Oh my God. I had a great time with you guys. I want y'all to tell them where they can find y'all, what y'all gonna be on. Cause I tell everybody that come on this show, they funny, they my folks, and you follow them past this show. So Boogie, you can start off.
Well, man, y'all already know, man, I'm on the internet. We on the internet now. I'm always on the internet. This is where I live. At Comedian Boogie B on everything. Comedian, just type in Boogie. Do you know do you know people act like they can't spell boogie? I be like, damn. Every time I tell them it's boogie, they be like, what is it? How you spell it? I be like, BOO. They be like, BG. Was it B-I? I be like, boogie, B-O-O. Like dance. They be like, is it with a Y?
Man, you can't spell
Comedian Boogie B on all social sites. I'm on the internet all day, every day. I'm doing live shows, of course, too. I'm in San Diego at the Laugh Factory. August 28th, that's this Sunday. I don't know when y'all go see this, but this Sunday, August the 28th, I will be at the Laugh Factory in San Diego. So if you know somebody, tag them in it and come rock with me. But make sure you follow me and they follow me before they come to the show. That's more important.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you for having me, Dominique, baby. I love you.
I appreciate you. I love you too, Boogie.
It's on me.
Yeah, it's on you, Chico.
Hey, man, this your boy Chico Will once again from Southside DC. If you got the Revolt channel, they got a comedy thing called Funny AF. I'm on there, you know what I'm saying, with another comic. I don't know his name, but it's really about me right now. Anyway, I'm also going to be at the Laugh Factory September 11th, Chocolate Sundays. And I'll be on the internet, Chico Will on Facebook, Chico Will on everything. If you're on MySpace, it might be funny, Chico Will, with your old ass. But I'm on there though. I'm still on all the channels. And I want to thank Dominique for having me on here, man. That's my DC. Like she the
absolutely. I appreciate you, Chico.
And Gerald, Boogie, y'all know I love y'all, man. Like we've been having rest in peace Jack Knight and Teddy Ray. I just want to thank all the comedians who I love genuinely though. Like this ain't even for this. Like I love y'all for real.
Yes,
I love you too, Chico.
Yes, sir. Love you too, man. That's a beautiful thing. First off, man, I'm always pleased to be here with my girl Dominique, man. I don't have much going on out in the game outside this week. I got new Let's Not Judge for those who follow me. I think I'm gonna drop 2 more for the rest of the week. You can catch me and Aries Spears. We got a podcast as well, YouTube every Monday. And of course, this time next week, I'm gonna be right here with Dominique and friends, man. Thank y'all so much, Dom. I love you. Always have a good week. Y'all be well.
All right. Every week we out of here, but every week you can catch us same place, same time. G gonna be here, and we're gonna have 2 more funny guests for you. Like I said, Dominique the Podcast. We're here 11 a.m. every Wednesday Pacific Standard Time. 1 p.m. Central Standard Time and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as always, we appreciate you joining us, and we'll see y'all next week. Hey. We out.
Send us some Avado watches.